is a snowy winter wonderland in southern Manitoba again today. I'm Ray, and welcome back to the RCDiesel channel. Hey, I hope this is going to be a short video today, guys. We're heading out to a B275 International tractor today. I hope it's going to be short because, once again, I do not have time to do this job, but I'm kind of trying to sneak it in. Alright, so, rule number one. If you are going to live in the country, in Manitoba, Canada, the very first thing you need to do is get you a snowblower tractor. And once you got you a good, reliable snowblower tractor, then you can worry about electricity and indoor plumbing and all that fancy stuff. That might be a bit of an exaggeration, but we sure have to blow a lot of snow sometimes. Hasn't been too bad this year so far. Anyways, this tractor, B275 International. If you want to learn more about those, you can go ahead and look that up on tractordata.com. Lots of information on there. I used to have one of these. Really great tractor. Reminds me a little bit of the Ford 8N, except 10 times better. Anyway, this tractor sounds like it was sitting outside for quite a while. Guy got a new tractor, right? So this one was just kind of sitting, not doing a lot. And they tried to move it in the shop to get it running, and it wouldn't move in the back end. It was all seized up. They got it in the shop, got it thawed out, and then it was moving. But then when he went to start it, I guess when he went to back it out of the shop, it got jammed up. And now when you let the clutch out, it just kind of stalls the engine. So I'm thinking, just by over the phone diagnosis, I'm thinking we got it stuck in 2 gears. So the plan today is to go check it out, see what's going on, see if we can get her fixed. So what's so great about a B275 International compared to an 8N Ford? Oh, I'm glad you asked. I'm driving to a land far, far away, so I got time. I never really understood the following that those 8N Fords had and have. I guess you had to be there when they came out new and took the world by storm. I don't know. But they were just a basic, bare bones, no frills, fix-it-yourself tractor, and I guess that's what they had going for them. But in my opinion, they had a gutless flathead 4-cylinder. I've worked on a few of them, and I find the engine's very finicky for some reason. It's just, the points of the carburetor just, I don't know. I have trouble with them. I don't find them to be that great. They don't have a live PTO, they don't have live hydraulics. I don't know. You take a B275 International, and granted that is a newer tractor compared to when the 8Ns were a new tractor, but now you've got a nice little 40 horsepower diesel engine that acts like it's got 400 foot-pounds of torque. You got a 2-stage clutch, which still isn't really like a live PTO, but at least you can stop the tractor and keep the PTO going. So if you're running a small baler or a snowblower or something, you don't have to stop the PTO every time you want to change from forward to reverse. That's huge. They also have live hydraulics. Hydraulics don't quit when you hit the clutch. And stuff like that just, to me, makes them a way nicer tractor. And those B275s are super easy to work on too, so you got that going for them too. I don't know, that's my thoughts on it anyway. Okay, I tell you what, I'll keep driving, and I will see you at the tractor. Can't see nothing. Does this guy live in a snowbank somewhere, or what? Well guys, this is not what I thought it was going to be. So it turns out we got reverse in neutral, and it's reverse in every gear. So when you put it in forward, it's trying to go forward and reverse at the same time, so it just stalls the motor out. But the shifter actually shifts fine. You can put it nicely in every gear. It all works perfect. So digging a little deeper here, wound up pulling that plug, which is the transmission level plug, not the drain plug. And that's coming out of there is not oil, that is water. And this is the second bucket already. So this tractor sat for a couple years outside, and somehow that transmission got completely full of water, which I don't really know how. It's got a pretty good shroud on the shifter. There's nothing else around here that's open, so I don't really know what's going on with that part of it. But yeah, that explains why it wouldn't move until it got thawed out. And what happened as far as having 2 gears at the same time is these shafts all have free spinning idler gears on them, and whenever one of those gears will weld itself to the shaft, then basically it just forms another speed, and you can't run two speeds at the same time. So if you try and pick any other ratio, that gear that's welded should be spinning, but it can't. Well, now it's trying to drive two speeds at the same time, doesn't work, stalls the engine. Unfortunately, this tractor pretty much just became a parts tractor because everything inside that transmission is going to be rusted to bits, very likely. And for what these are worth, not really sure we want to put that much effort into it. Well, I'm not going to lie, that is not what I was expecting on that tractor. That's too bad. It basically just became a parts tractor right there. I don't know how that transmission is so full of water like that, but that's what we got. So that's the way it is. I guess this wound up being a pretty short video. And sometimes this is the way it is though. That's the reality of it. Every repair doesn't actually turn into a job. So I guess we'll see what he winds up doing with that tractor now, but it's going to be a bit of a job to fix it. It needs to get split. All the shafts need to come out and all that stuff. I do not know what parts availability is like on those, but with that transmission being that full of water, it's probably going to need about every bushing and bearing in that tranny, unfortunately. So we'll leave it with him and see what he wants to do. I'm heading back to the shop now. It's quitting time already, getting dark, but I got some work I got to get done tonight, so I'll get back there and do that. Thanks for tagging along today. Simple, fast service call. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. And as always, pick up a wrench and go fix something.